Did you actually expect it to be as big as it got?
I expected it to be bigger. It's actually exceeded my expectations now.
Wow.
Stranger Things is a huge show, and it's outperforming Stranger Things on Netflix.
Damn. We're losing.
Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docu-series, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
Never-before-seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me, I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what nobody said, let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docu-series by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
50 Cent is back in the spotlight once again, this time with a shocking claim that never made it into his Netflix documentary about Diddy. According to 50 Cent, there was simply too much explosive material to fit into just 4 episodes, which forced his team to leave out several major revelations. One of the most surprising claims, 50 says, is that Diddy allegedly has a secret child with a woman who previously dated Tupac Shakur. Because of time limitations, this story, and many others, was cut from the final documentary. Now, instead of holding the unused footage for another season, 50 Cent says he might release the unreleased content directly on YouTube. Since the documentary aired, even more people have reportedly come forward with new information, questioning why 50 Cent seems so determined to go after Diddy. And according to insiders, the real reason might shock many people. Comedian TK Kirkland recently shared his perspective on the situation, suggesting that fans are missing an important point. While some believe 50 Cent is simply being petty or seeking attention, TK insists that the issue runs much deeper. According to TK Kirkland, Diddy allegedly got involved with the mother of 50 Cent's child, and that, he says, changed everything.
Out of all the women in the world that Diddy could have gotten with, he chose 50 Cent's baby mother.
It's a lot of variables to this particular question. Because I talk to a lot of people, older, younger, even my daughter, who's 22, she didn't understand it. So people give their opinion based on what they've experienced and their environment, people they've been around. So to the people that understand boundaries and respect, I always tell men you should never date another man's girl if you're not aware of it. If you know it, then it's wrong.
He said that doing something like that clearly shows a lack of respect. TK explained that in his entire life, he has never knowingly dated a woman who had previously been involved with one of his friends. For him, that's a boundary you simply don't cross. TK also pointed out that Diddy is not a man with limited choices. With his fame, wealth, and global influence, he has access to countless people around the world. Because of this, TK believes Diddy's decision to get involved with the mother of 50 Cent's child was not accidental. In TK's view, it was a deliberate move, especially given the long-standing tension between Diddy and 50 Cent. According to him, that decision only intensified a rivalry that had already been building for years.
He went after the baby mother of one of his rivals.
Exactly.
Someone who had been taking shots at him for years.
Absolutely.
On purpose.
And he went after her knowing that they had beef.
Right. And slutted her out. Just slutted her out. Having a whole basketball team run a train on her.
I totally
the whole
agree.
thing, right?
Totally agree.
Right.
But his reputation from when he worked at Uptown, I'll be sure's girlfriend.
Oh, Kim Porter.
Right. That's his reputation.
I'll be sure his baby mother.
Baby mama.
Yeah.
Then Eric Serm, his friend, the one that had his baby, Mia. So he's had a reputation of going after people.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend. He got a baby with her too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point that I'm making to the men listening, well, if you don't understand this, then you just poorly educated and don't really have common sense. It's a no. There's no way I would go after Vlad's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'm so loyal that if I met a woman and she said, "Oh yeah, I used to date Vlad," I can't with you, baby.
Right.
I won't even put my, excuse my language, because that's how I move. Other people don't move like that, but you see me in Paris, you see me all over the world. Why would I want to do that to mess up a relationship?
While 50 Cent's documentary has been gaining massive attention and praise, not everyone sees it as a complete success. Gene Deal has come forward with serious allegations, claiming that parts of the documentary were not original and that his ideas were used without giving him proper credit.
I seen an interview about, he said that he had a lot of footage had to be down, the documentary had to be downsized. You understand? I don't really believe that, because a documentary is a documentary, and they could have had 45 minutes, they could have had an hour, to each one of those. You understand? They left out certain things. He said they even left out the one about Sarah Chapman. You understand? And for whatever reason, he probably left out a lot of other different stars too. Situations that they could have spoke about. You understand? I have a problem with the documentary, and I'm just gonna let you know that the reason I have a problem with the documentary is that they know that they took my idea. You understand? They know that when I came to them, I laid out what they should do and how the documentary should be. You understand? She could say whatever she want to say. I talked to those producers before I even talked to her. They wanted to know what I had, what I was bringing, my pictures, all that stuff like that. And I told them about me, Tim, and Kirk. You understand what I'm saying? And how it would go. They did the same thing. This ain't the first time they stole from me, man. If you look at the Notorious Big, if you watch the Notorious Big, that part about the shoes, I had that in my book. And I was talking to K.O. Copeland. He was one of the writers of that movie. And I told him about when I let Big use my shoes at Soul Train Award. You had this old flunky ass dude, Mike B, get on Angie Martinez's show and talk about, yo, Big, he wore mixed max shoes and he went out there and performed. When you go look at the film, when you go look at Big performing that on that show, ain't nothing mixed match about them shoes. There was $800 Maury's, size 14D. Big wore a 14E. E means that his shoes is a little wider than mine. He struggled, but he put them on and he went out there and performed. Those was my Gators that he had on. You understand? They did a little skit trying to disrespect me in the movie. You understand? And they said something about, we got this.
He also responded to rumors that 50 Cent might release more content online in the future. According to Gene, if additional footage does come out, Diddy won't be able to stop it. In his view, if the documentary could have been shut down, it would have already happened. Gene believes this situation exposes how much power Diddy still has, or how much of it he may have already lost behind the scenes.
Documentary, and if 50 do another one, and I heard he's gonna put it on YouTube or do whatever he's gonna do, Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do with that. Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do to try to stop that, because he can't. Because if he could stop it, it would have been stopped. You know why he can't stop it? Because Puff know people right there at Netflix. Don't think he don't. And I don't know if this guy still worked for them, but he was part of the flavor unit, Shakim. He was part of the flavor unit. He was good friends. He was cool with Puff and them. Flavor unit and them, Queen Latifah and them, they was cool with Puff. If Puff would have sent the cease and desist over there and they could do it and he had the power and they wasn't right, it would have been done it. You see, it's still rolling, right? It's still going on, right? He ain't got that power no more. You understand? Now, could he sue them because they used his likeness or used them and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not that versed in they using him. You understand? If they can steal your whole damn idea, your whole damn ideal, why can't they steal your whole damn intellectual property? That's what they do.
Gene also talked about Diddy's long-standing and, as he described it, unusual, obsession with Tupac. An obsession he believes has influenced and shaped many of Diddy's decisions throughout his life.
I did see the interview that 50 did with Sherry, and he was talking about he didn't release the video about Puff having a kid by Kim Porter's friend, Sarah Chapman. Now, we all know that she used to date Tupac. You understand? So either he got her because he wanted some remnants of Tupac. We don't know. But it seemed like every dude that he had some kind of disdain, dislike, or that he idolized in a sense, he wanted their girl. Or he wanted to be a part of their girl. I don't know why. Yo, bro, this dude was, I don't know if he was in love or in hate for Tupac. He wanted to be an actor. He auditioned for Juice. But Pac beat him out for that Bishop thing. You understand what I'm saying? He wanted to be a part of that. Just go, and not so many years ago, when Puff started getting into that drugs and started using drug stuff, he started revamping some of Tupac's speeches. And if you think I'm lying, go look at the Grammy speech he did. Go look at a couple of speeches he did. It was the same exact words Tupac had said. That he was going to start this whole revolutionary of our people. That's Tupac. Black Lives Matter, the Black Liberation Movement, that was Pac. The Black Liberation Movement. Black Lives Matter? Come on, bro. This dude, everybody know that he had some kind of, I don't want to say disdain taste, but he had some kind of, I don't, jealousy of Tupac, bro. He had this.
However, the documentary is not completely transparent. One detail that immediately caught the attention of many viewers was how little it mentioned Kim Porter. She was Diddy's longtime partner and the mother of his children, yet her story was largely ignored. Kim Porter passed away suddenly in 2018 at the age of just 47. The official cause of death was pneumonia, but many people have continued to question the circumstances surrounding her passing, with some even speculating about Diddy's involvement. For years, Kim had been by Diddy's side, witnessing much of his life from close range.
Do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise, of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Moore talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cane at the Kit Kat.
She witnessed every side of his life, his personal relationships, his business moves, and what truly happened behind closed doors. Yet, despite her significance, the documentary barely touched on her story. According to multiple sources, Kim Porter's story was deliberately avoided. Some believe it was considered too sensitive or too controversial to include. Gene has said that he knew Kim personally and even looked out for her at times. In his view, she knew far more than most people realize.
It was alleged that she did have a book and that her book was about to come out. And she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that? Or how do you look at your girl and knowing that she's in another dude? What kind of demonic mind you have to be that far gone where that shit don't bother you? And got rid of them. They swimming with the fishes.
Wow, man. So she was about to expose all that in her book, them sleeping with men together.
She was going to expose everything. I heard it was tell all.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Just curious, right? Did you know that Diddy and Kim had that type of relationship back then in real talk?
Yeah. Yep. Because I know somebody personally that lives in Atlanta that was swinging with them. And I would never mention his name because he's a good brother. And he knows my family down there, he knows my family down there. And I would never, put his name out there like that. He's been in the music business. He done put a lot of groups, A-listed groups out there, especially A-listed groups from Atlanta.
None of that information made it into the documentary. Kim Porter appeared in only a few photos, briefly mentioned as the mother of Diddy's children, before the story quickly moved on. For someone who played such a major role in his life, that silence raised many questions. Former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry has also shared a disturbing account involving Kim Porter and Diddy. According to Mark, Diddy allegedly had ways of monitoring Kim's private conversations and would become upset when he heard things he didn't like. He recalled one incident in which Diddy reportedly became angry after learning about a phone call between Kim and music executive Shakir Stewart. Mark claims that Diddy later confronted Shakir at a party where the situation escalated into a serious confrontation.
It was the other day they just did a whole thing with the girl that he was dating was the one that was putting the wiretaps and all of that out. It was a clear case. She came, hey, I was the one who was doing the wiretaping and all of this, right? The tapping. So I knew about this before she came out and said that she was the one that was doing it. I was sitting there like, damn, he know everything she doing. He know her conversations. I'm sitting there like when I'm sitting there right there next to him when I'm hearing them saying, this is what Shakir Stewart was saying to Kim Porter on the phone that made him mad. That made him so mad at Shakir Stewart when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair. You don't think if he hit a man with a chair for dating this girl, they gonna have a fight at home too. You know what I mean? That's why, they say he busts her nose up on the boat. And have you ever been to Sandro Pay's see a brother play a mandolay? Remember that was in his song? I need a good woman next to me. So then it happened in what was it, San Tropez? Like that island. And then he bust her nose. They had a shit. They said they tried to make it seem like she slipped and fell. She slipped and fell and broke her nose. Nah, the truth was she slipped and fell and landed on his fist. Yeah, but that's what happens when you put your hands on females. I don't really have much respect for a man who's physically abusive towards women, man. I kind of think they be kind of suspect. I'd be like, man, I girls fight girls.
This behavior, it seems, was simply part of who Diddy was. Another aspect that raised eyebrows was how the documentary addressed, or rather didn't address, his infamous parties. For decades, these events were rumored to be packed with powerful figures from every industry. Celebrities, athletes, and influential insiders were all said to be regular attendees. Yet the documentary barely mentioned any of this. No major names were revealed, and no detailed accounts of what actually happened were shared. That omission feels especially suspicious, given how many high-profile individuals were publicly associated with Diddy over the years, and how quiet many of them have suddenly become.
What are your thoughts on all his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, "This is false," and
Liars.
They were saying, "Yeah, should they speak up now?"
It's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Off of Justin Bieber alone.
Jaguar Wright has also suggested that people focus too much on the music industry and not enough on what Diddy may have experienced long before fame. In her view, the story of how he became the person he is today begins much closer to home. She has spoken about what Diddy may have witnessed as a child, while his mother was preoccupied with her own life and people were frequently coming in and out of the house. According to Jaguar, strangers were often present, and she believes that kind of environment can have a lasting impact on a young child. Jaguar has said she believes Diddy may have been harmed or deeply affected early on, long before the music industry ever came into the picture, and that these early experiences could have shaped much of what followed in his life.
What he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, professional freak-offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after-hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus driver. No, was he surprised or was he like, "Zip it, you talking too much"? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. While she was sitting up there, because I was a bus driver and I was this and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
Jaguar also noted that Diddy himself has spoken about feeling a sense of pride when he learned that his father had a reputation as a hustler. According to her, that reaction alone reveals a lot about his mindset and the values he may have internalized from an early age.
In Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say, that your daddy was a gangster or a hustler. That's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure for him it was, oh man, that's who my dad was. So I'm sure for him, it made him feel good because all of that stuff that he was watching, he really came from that. That was really his legacy. And yeah, I'm sure for him, it felt good to know that his dad was this big hustler who turned out to be a snitch, who got his brains removed from his head in a very, very, very unpleasant manner.
She connects that mindset to the way hip-hop culture later glorified similar figures. Many rap personas, she points out, were inspired by classic movie characters that symbolized power, fear, and respect. Jaguar believes Diddy didn't just admire that image. He felt a personal connection to it because it mirrored the environment he grew up in. She also highlights Diddy's relationship with his mother, describing it as unusual and deeply uncomfortable, for reasons she says are particularly unsettling.
For the situation where they say he was trying to shape Misa into his mother, can you see that? Like,
yeah, with the blonde hair and yeah, and all of that. I mean, somebody
really
asked a question: what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom, the same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth, the same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms, on the floor and while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh damn, I ain't seen that one. Oh.
You never seen the Instagram video where he was talking about how his mom is still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip?
Oh. Damn.
And she was kissing him in the mouth on the video when he was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms. It's a very, very, very weird relationship.
According to Jaguar, the most disturbing part is that it all seems to have come full circle. She has expressed serious concerns about Diddy's relationship with his own children, describing it as deeply questionable. Jaguar claims that multiple sources have alleged his children were exposed to situations they should never have been around. She questions what kind of parenting would allow that to happen, and why so many adults who were reportedly aware of these situations chose to stay silent.
I mean, you know, it kind of goes into, I mean, he seems to be having, and again, I know the freak offs, that his son is there. Like, it seems like he likes to get down with his kids.
Yeah. But that wasn't all. Just to hear Little Rod say, like, the boys were around. Roger Bonds talked about the children as well. What kind of parenting relationship is that? But then again, that goes back to the conversation of Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. It was all known that she was spotted in them streets with Justin, and then she was spotted in them streets with Diddy, and they all tried to sit there and pretend like that wasn't what it was. Like, I don't know if anybody has not noticed, but ever since Diddy got pinched, they've all been trying to pretend like all of the stuff that we've seen that happened, that they was all involved in, didn't happen. If Lori Harvey was hanging out, and it's kind of weird, like the whole relationship with Justin looks weird. He looks like Mini-Me with Dr. Evil. It's weird. Like, why are there people? Why is there asexual behavior going on? And why are people naked in front of their kids, G?
doing all kinds of stuff. And meanwhile, Misa's running around making comments about how she don't like the way that Eric Sermon was depicting her in the documentary. You don't like the way you're being talked about in the documentary. You don't like the fact that, because see, it wasn't Gene Deal, because Gene Deal said he wasn't there, and thank God that he was able to admit that. Kirk Burrows did say that he was there and present when Diddy was beating the brakes off Misa and putting the feet to her up underneath the car well.
So the big question now is, what other allegations could emerge in the next wave of footage 50 Cent might release? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think.